Just connoisseur, and today I'll be reacting to the first. Let me start by adjusting my jersey for today. It is the 2020-21 Nigeria home jersey that I'm wearing in solidarity with former Arsenal player and now Everton player Alex Iwobi, who unfortunately did not play today. But without further ado, let's get into the video. As Arsenal took on Everton at the Emirates Stadium, and Everton has been a very streaky team this season. They've had some very good spurts of form, particularly in the start of the season where they were near the top of the table. They kind of came back down to earth in the past few weeks. While now they're currently in the top 10 of the table, which is very impressive. Meanwhile, they've already prior beat Arsenal, and I gotta give credit to Carlo Ancelotti for really bringing this team and forward and to improving them and giving guys like Richarlison and Dominic Calvert-Lewin the time they need to be successful. And it showed in the first half as Everton was dominant, and particularly the likes of Lucas Digne and Richarlison had a couple of very good chances. But the best chance of the half, by all means, went to Gylfi Sigurdsson, who had a free kick that that just skimmed off the crossbar and out of play. And Arsenal looked really deflated, particularly the fact that they were missing both Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang and Alexander Lacazette now, and had to play Eddie Nketiah, who just wasn't able to really sustain his magic from on Sunday. So as we go into the end of the first half, a deflated Arsenal looks to pick out the pieces. And how can I not mention the protest that was going on outside the stadium for the ownership of the Cronkies? And I fully stand by their support. That there's change. The change needs to be made at the club. So now as we get into the second half now, and a few minutes in, Arsenal would have a incredibly good chance to score, with them being gifted a penalty off of a rash Richarlison tackle, and that was very pleasing to say the least. Unfortunately, that was short-lived, as it turned out that according to VAR, Nicola Pepe was offside previously, and that's just what it is. It's unfortunate that it has to be the case, but it is what it is. And there was a couple of great chances by two opposing defenders, as well as the unlikeliest of players in Seamus Coleman and Calum Chambers would both get very good chances for their sides, but the score remained scoreless. And Jordan Pickford played out of his mind, almost in an attempt to regain his number one position for England potentially this summer. He was excellent as he stopped a Danny Ceballos shot. And it was also good to see Martin Odegaard come on for Nicola Pepe. And as well, Eddie Nketiah, after a disappointing game today, was subbed off for Gabriel Martinelli. But the real talk of this game comes a few minutes later, where after some poor defending by Granit Xhaka, who has overall been pretty competent at left back until Richarlison easily got past him. I put in a ball that was, I think it was a pass into the box, but it twickled through Leno's fingers and Rob Green-esque went into the back of the net. And I feel bad for Leno in that case. It's terrible to have an own goal. It's nothing he could have done, and sometimes you just lose that sight of concentration, and that can be the most deadliest of things in that sense. I think with Leno this season, he's had some great periods of form, but he's also kind of dipped as well. And with talk of him potentially moving on from Arsenal this summer, I I wouldn't be against it. He's shown he can be valuable, but I think that they might need a change of scenery, and it would be encouraging to see them go for someone a little bit younger. Overall, it that was the one goal Everton was able to draw in, and kind of just goes to show how poor Everton was in attacking today. And neither team was really that. Neither really had any great chances. And Arsenal would have one more great chance in the 90th minute and additional time where they kept putting on the pressure like they always do, and it was unfortunate. It was too little, too late. As even though Gabriel Martinelli got a great shot that Pickford saved, I believe it was a foul on Leno of all people that prevented Arsenal from getting a corner, and as a result, that meant the end of the game. And Everton walked out of the Emirates with a crucial 3 points and a 1-0 victory. And the significance around this game is lies with the fact that this is the first time Everton has won at in at Arsenal in over 25 years, and that's a very a significant obstacle to have overcome. And I gotta give credit to them for that. They really were the better team today, and even though their stats wouldn't say that, I think that the defense was very good. The likes of Seamus Coleman before we have to go off due to injury was excellent, and Digne as well, and even Mason Holgate. And nonetheless, Arsenal needs to get back to the drawing board. Just again, not good enough of a game. There's something flawed about their structure and their game plan, and I'm starting to kind of lose faith in Mikel Arteta's tactics because they don't seem to be effective. Regardless, I look forward to when they play again in a few around 10 days against Newcastle United, and as well, how can I forget their performance in the Europa League against their former manager Unai Emery next week, which will be very interesting. But overall, ever since the news of the Super League, my fandom of Arsenal has diminished, and in retaliation, I will no longer be buying any sorts of merchandise, uh, and as a result of my boycotting of their decision to enter the Super League. Today was not a efficient performance, and I hope that they can bounce back. Come on, you Gunners.